Good morning, Facebook world. I think I am set up. I'm actually going to try something real quick to see if what I want to do I can do, if it's going to be messed up. So if I do this, yep.
Double press the capture button to switch to your glasses camera.
Oh, there we go. This is going to work. Of Meta glasses, and I wanted to make sure I could do my demos easier because there's something I want to show you. But we're going to give everyone a couple minutes to join us as I look, and I think I have everything ready and set to go. I think Judy is going to try to join us as well, so we will see what happens. Needed a sip of my Coke. Okay, so thank you for letting me postpone. Sometimes just the timing of shipments. I swear no matter how many times I tell our FedEx guy, you can just leave it over at the office next door because we're all one big happy family. He just holds it on the truck until he knows I'm open again. So I'm looking a little disheveled this morning. Oof. But I wanted to show you first just a few prints that have come in, and then show you a new pattern template tool series that we have. So without further ado, Riley Blake, for anyone who is familiar with the National Park series that they do, and I'm trying to see, I think it tried to tell me, let me see, maybe if I put them up here, I'll be able to hear it. They do a National Park series. So we decided to get a little bit into it, not a ton.
You got a comment. Tap and hold your glasses for number of viewers and most recent comment.
Good morning, Molly. So we got, this is the smaller panel. We got 2 panels in and then some yardage that goes with the Riley Blake National Park series. So this is the smaller panel. It's a 24 by 42. It has just those smaller sort of postcard images on it. See if I can back up enough for you to see it. So we've got this Riley Blake National Park series. It's all different, you know, Glacier National Park, Great Basin. They are in alphabetical order, I think. Maybe kind of, sort of, not really. Yeah, they're not. I feel like everything should be. But we got the smaller National Park series, and we got the big Kahuna. These, I honestly didn't even know it was going to be this big. This panel, I want to read the description for you. So let me get back in here. This is 54 by 72 inches, so it's a big boy. It celebrates the beauty and diversity of America's national parks, featuring 54 individual illustrations. Each panel showcases iconic landscapes from parks like Yellowstone, Yosemite, and Zion, among others. Blah, 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 you know, perfect for quilting. It's big. It's big. It's 54 by 72. So I don't even know if I can get it in the whole shot, but we are certainly going to try it. Because it is so big, we only got 5. So most of the time we get anywhere from 15 to 20-ish panels on a bolt. We got 5. So if you want one, you need to snag it, because as you know, everything in the shop is online and these are hard to get. So this is the big boy. And I think it's Wilderness Wonders is what the name of the panel is. And so you can see how big this guy is. Okay, so 54 inches wide and 72 or 3 yards long. Good morning, Ruth. So this is a big panel. So again, we only have 5 of them. So if you've been on the hunt for the big National Park panel, Again, this one is formally entitled National Parks Wilderness Wonders. So Wilderness Wonders is the big boy. And then the smaller sort of postcard is just National Park posters. So there's only 5 of these big guys. So get them while you can. I'm butchering the folding of this guy, so that will just have to be life. Then to go with these, because these are darker colors. So we got 2 blenders and then a print, because especially for that big boy, this, you know, you're gonna just frame it out and you're gonna have a full-size quilt. So we got the topography in blue. If I get it close, there you go. You can see sort of that topography. And we got the topography in sort of a nice olive green, if you see there. So even to use as a blender for anything else, it, you know, there's no words or anything on it. It just has that little design going on. So 2 blenders, and then where to put these? Here. And then we got the tossed postcards. So these are just postcards of various national parks. So we have that to go with those panels as well. So if you've got someone who has asked for a national park quilt, or if you go to a lot of the national quilts, or go to a lot of the national parks, we've got the panels. So we've got the big boy, 54 by 72, Wilderness Wonders, and then we've got the posters, which is a 24 by 42, plus the 3 blenders. So those are now in stock. The next thing I want to show you is a series called, I have to look. It is from Twister Sisters Designs. If you've ever seen, I'm going to start this. So they're pinwheels, but they use a template ruler to strategically cut these things out. And you actually just sew strips, whether it's strips of a jelly roll, whether it's strips of charm packs, whatever the case may be. But it's Twister Sisters. And so I saw a quilt made using one of these templates, and I love it. So I started playing yesterday. So I'm going to show you that in a second. And then we'll go through, I got 3 books and then a medley of the templates and some other patterns. But this is a quick and easy way to make pinwheels, and they actually get really creative with them. So this is where we're going to test my ability to switch between meta glasses and not. So what I did was, per the instructions with the template, I used, which size did I use? I used the little Twister template because it uses charms. And I'm currently looking for my actual acrylic template to show you what this guy, there it is, looks like. So it's just this little template that has a crisscross on it. What I love, they put their templates on feet, and they put their templates on feet so that it's raised, so that there's no rocking over a seam, so you don't get any inaccurate cutting. And what you first do is, for the charm pack, you want to lay out your pattern of alternating light, dark, medium. Oh, Judy's on, my mom. So you just sew your charms together. So I used Maeve. Maeve is a charm pack that we have in the back. We have a couple bolts of the yardage. So it just sort of has like that retro feel. So you just sew, for this one that I'm doing a little sample. 6, you do a 4 by 6, 4 rows of 6 squares. Sew them together, add your border. Then, and I'm going to show you how you strategically cut. And I'll do a YouTube view. I'll do like a full series on these things. But good morning, Elizabeth. So you strategically cut, which I'll show you in a sec. And you make these smaller blocks, which as you can see, starts to make your pinwheels. Hi, Denise. So I'm going to show you how you do this. It definitely takes, I'm going to flip this way. It takes a minute to get used to how you're cutting because this is a square template and you have to cut all 4 sides at once. I tried to figure out if there was a quicker way to like cut the strips, but there really isn't because of the way that you do this. But once you start to do it, honestly, I feel like you get really good at it. So now is where we're going to switch views and see if this works.
You have 5 viewers. Elizabeth Smith Miller said.
My glasses are talking to me. So, okay, so I think you can see now. So you can see I've already cut some out. And I'm trying to look at my camera too without moving my head too much. So what you do is line your lines up with your seams. So if this is my intersection, and it doesn't matter which way you go, the lines are all the same. So you line that up on that seam, that seam. If you had a seam here, that would be lined up on it. Hold it down. And tear that away. There is some loss of yardage using this guy, but in my opinion, the ease of this, and you can see because it's got those feet, I can leave this sitting. I have found it's easier for me if I switch hands to do this left side cut because I'm right-handed. We can see, I got that. So then you have this little piece. So what we're going to do is bring this guy back over and you just lay that right there and you can see we're going to continue that pinwheel. So I'm going to do another one and hopefully this view, I'm going to sneak over, is working okay for you to see. I'll get closer. So you can see we now have 4 intersecting lines. And you're about to see why I said you can't really try to slice and dice your rows because you need different fabric. So you just line your lines up, hold that down, come this way, go that way, whoops, and then come this way, and you get your next one. So you just start to cut your smaller blocks out and you will get this pattern. I'm going to switch back to the camera view. Okay, good morning, Karen. Did that work? I tried to tag team and kind of glance out without moving my head because I know if I move my head with the glasses it gets a little wonky. But I'll show you with those 2 additional blocks that I cut out that you can see now we are finishing this pinwheel. Now I will tell you what I'm learning. When they tell you that they want contrast, you really do want to make sure you alternate. Oh, my hair got in the way? Fingers, Mom. Should I try to redo it? Should I try to do more and keep my hair back? But you want to make sure you really do alternate your lights and your darks just because it'll be easier to see everything. I can do more if we think we want to see more cutting of it, or like I said, I'm going to do a YouTube to show the entire process. So I'll wait and see if someone wants to see more I'll just keep this stuff out, and I want to show you some of the patterns. So what I'm working on is just what I would call their basic, we're just doing a basic pinwheel variety. And they have things are falling. Like I said, they have 3 books. They have the Let's Twist that I showed you, Let's Twist Again, which actually has disappearing pinwheel blocks, so you get even cuter with it. Let me see if I can show you. It's hard to see. One of these, there's 3 books, and then Let's Twist one more time. So this is more disappearing pinwheels. I want to see if they've got black and white or anything to show you. Kind of, maybe, sort of. So this is one more time. This is the Let's Twist one more time. I got them kind of organized. Some of the patterns that they sell, of course, pillows. We're all into pillows right now. So I got a few of the pillow. There's a flower garden table runner that you can do. And pumpkins that you can do using these pinwheels. This guy I thought was really cute, especially for a baby blanket. The duck. And can you see if I get it up close? They're all pinwheels. So what they do in these patterns is tell you how many strips of what you need to make these patterns to create these pinwheels. But because they all end up square, it's not like you have to do any fancy stitching. It's just sewing squares together, cutting them apart, and sewing squares together again. It's sort of the insanity of quilting, is that we buy fabric, we cut it apart, and we sew it back together again. This is strip and twist. This uses, I believe, a jelly roll or a few jelly roll strips. You can do patriotic version. You can change the colors up, of course. I thought this guy was cute. The cat for Halloween. There's a Christmas tree. And what I like about these patterns, they give you generally 3 sizes, 34 by 43, 45 by 57, or 67 by 85. So you can either make cute little wall hangings, a table topper, or a throw size. So I love when they give you some size options. For all my gnome people, we've got a gnome. I like this one. This shows you a way to frame out panels. So just something different to do. Again, it's not too cumbersome, but it sort of adds a little bit of pizzazz to your panels. And we've got the twister tools. Of course, you know, every size imaginable. That's the way these things always work. But I tried to find ones that would work with most of what we have in our stash. So I have the original twister is for layer cakes. So I can see this one getting used in the near future because I have like 14 layer cakes at home just sitting there. Then we have, I'm going backwards, we're gonna go this way. MIDI, which uses 6.5-inch squares. Of course, the little twister uses 5-inch squares. There's tiny twister if you've got 3.5-inch square pieces, or this is a great way to use your scraps up and just add a little personality to them. Good morning, Jean. Good morning, Denise. If you're really good about cutting up your scraps into usable sizes, you know, if you've got 3.5-inch, 4.5-inch, 5-inch, there's the jelly roll. This is the one, itty bitty, is what uses a jelly roll. It's a fun, different way to use up your scrap fabrics or create a not too complicated but looks complicated quilt, because those are my best friend. If it looks complicated but I did not have to put forth that much effort, it means I'll actually get it done. And I enjoy it more. So we've got the Twister Sisters series going on, and again, it is making all kinds of cute, I'll show you the picture on the front of the mini twister, pinwheels. So really goes together fast. I mean, you know, you're sewing squares together and then cutting them and sewing them back together again. I don't know if it gets any easier than that. So we will have all of this set up. I, of course, keep rearranging a little bit in the shop. So we'll keep all of this together because with the patterns, you need the tools. But a lot of these patterns will use one of three. So depending on what size you want to use, you can reuse these tools. So it's not like it's a one and done. I love Krista Moser patterns, but I swear every time she comes out with a new pattern, there's a new tool you're supposed to get, or a mini version of something, and it gets a little old. So I feel you, but these also are not that expensive. I think they're between $8 and the one for layer cakes might be $24, but they're not too cost prohibitive. And I think they're really fun. Like I said, I love that they're on the feet, so you can tell then, because you're cutting around seams where seams match, it raises it so there's no more rocking, so you actually get an accurate cut. So that will be going on. I'll be getting this finished hopefully today. But that is it. I anticipate that the Tim Holtz, I think it's green, is coming next. Should be arriving hopefully next week. I don't know that we've gotten a shipping notification for it yet. Of course, you know, the tariffs rock back and forth. That's something we're just going to have to keep an eye on and just see what happens with it. Even the fabric houses don't yet know how this could impact them just because of what their process is. But rest assured, at least none of our fabric comes from China. It's all printed in Pakistan, India, Korea, some other land other than China. So we'll just continue to watch and see, but that's what we have going on. We've got some national park business. We've got Twister Sisters in-house. Just a reminder, next Friday, Good Friday, we are closed. My daughter has her follow-up surgery, so the shop is going to be closed that day, but I see no reason why I wouldn't be able to open on Saturday because my husband will be home with Emma, so that will take care of that. And at some point, yes, Judy will be coming back to Ohio. Right, Mom? I don't know when yet, sometime in May. So she and Maggie, because a lot of you come in wondering where Maggie is, they'll be back eventually. And we are working on our class content, getting some videos wrapped up. So we are looking forward to some sunshine in Ohio and a fun summer. So that is all I have. If you've got questions, comments, let me know below. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel because that's where I will be posting my video on how to use one of these guys. And we will see you next time. Thanks, everyone.